Welcome to our first lesson in the Professional Exam Preparation series. Today, we are going to learn the 7 fundamental concepts that every teacher must understand before studying learning theories, teaching methods, or lesson planning. These concepts are didactic, approach, method, technique, methodology, design, and procedure. Let's begin with the first concept, didactic. Didactics is the field of pedagogy that deals with the theories, principles, ideas, and instructions that guide the educational process. In simple words, didactics is the science of teaching. It helps teachers understand what to teach, how to teach, why they teach, and how students learn effectively. For example, if you are preparing a lesson about the past simple tense, didactics helps you decide the objectives of the lesson, the teaching activities, the assessment methods, and the most suitable way to help students learn. Think of didactics as the complete science of teaching. The second concept is approach. An approach refers to the theories and beliefs about the nature of language and language learning. It forms the foundation of all teaching methods and classroom practices. An approach answers one important question: what do we believe about language learning? For example, if we believe that students learn languages best by communicating with others, then this belief becomes a communicative approach. An approach is therefore a philosophy or a theoretical perspective rather than a classroom procedure. The third concept is method. A method is the practical implementation of an approach. It includes the types of classroom activities, the roles of teachers and learners, the teaching materials, and the organization of the syllabus. In other words, while an approach tells us what we believe, a method tells us how we put those beliefs into practice. For instance, if our approach is communicative, one suitable method is communicative language teaching, where students learn through interaction, pair work, and real-life communication. The fourth concept is technique. A technique is a specific classroom activity or exercise used to achieve a lesson objective. It is simply the way a teacher carries out a particular task during the lesson. Examples include brainstorming, mind mapping, spider maps, jigsaw activities, role plays, and think-pair-share activities. Techniques are the practical tools teachers use every day in the classroom. The fifth concept is methodology. Methodology is the teacher's personal and flexible way of teaching. It refers to the collection of techniques and procedures that a teacher chooses according to the classroom situation. Two teachers may use the same teaching method, but each one can have a different methodology because every teacher has a unique teaching style. One teacher may prefer games and group work, while another prefers discussions and debates. Both are using different methodologies to achieve the same learning objectives. The sixth concept is design. A design is the overall framework or blueprint of a language course. It describes how the course is organized and delivered. It includes the learning objectives, teaching materials, classroom activities, assessment methods, and the sequence of lessons. Before a teacher enters the classroom, the course design provides the complete plan that guides the teaching process. The final concept is procedure. A procedure refers to the specific step-by-step actions a teacher follows to implement a teaching method and achieve the lesson objectives. For example, when teaching new vocabulary, the teacher may first show a picture, then ask prediction questions, introduce pronunciation, provide guided practice, organize pair work, and finally assess students' understanding. These ordered steps together form the procedure. Now let's summarize the relationship between these 7 concepts. Didactics is the broad science of teaching. Within didactics, we have an approach which represents our beliefs and theories about learning. The approach leads to a method, which is the practical way of applying those beliefs. The teacher then uses a personal methodology that reflects his or her teaching style. The course is organized through a design, which serves as the overall blueprint. During the lesson, the teacher follows a procedure, which consists of step-by-step actions. Finally, each step includes one or more techniques, which are the specific classroom activities used to help students learn. To remember these concepts easily, think of the following keywords. Didactics means the science of teaching. Approach means philosophy or theory. Method means the teaching plan. Methodology means the teacher's personal style. Design means the blueprint of the course. Procedure means the sequence of teaching steps. Technique means the classroom activity. These 7 concepts form the foundation of language teaching. Once you understand them clearly, the rest of the professional exam topics, including learning theories, teaching methods, lesson planning, assessment and classroom management, become much easier to understand. In our next lesson, we will begin with the first language learning theory, behaviorism. You can adjust the pace, add pauses, or simplify the language further depending on whether you're targeting exam candidates or a broader audience.